Okay, welcome back to This Is Fine. Cause this is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Let's see. So actually today I'm doing another fanfic reading of a random fanfic that I asked you guys to find for me on Instagram, although I don't think most of you realize that's what you were finding for me. But that's how it goes. And just as luck would have it, someone chose Kuroko's basketball as the fandom for today. So hooray. I got my merch today. Hello. I also got my cute little pillow. Yeah. And that's only a fraction of my collection, but we're not talking about that today. The other reason why it's great and perhaps fortuitous that we're filming this one today is because it is Kagami's birthday today, or at least I'm filming it on his birthday. You guys won't see this until Friday, so sorry. But, I got my nice jersey on, and I got hamburger earrings, and that's why, I got all my merchandise. I say all like I only have 2 items, but, But regardless, okay, so we're gonna read this fan fiction that was posted to Archive of Our Own. I have not read it yet, but we're here to cringe and laugh and cry, maybe. I don't know if this is a sad fiction or not. I don't think it is. Oh, I just realized something bad. If this is smutty, because I just looked at the additional tags for this collection. Like I said, I have not read this yet. So if this is R18, you might just not get it all. And if you want to see all the R18 stuff, go to my Patreon because I have a special tier just for that. Okay, so without further ado, I give you Inktober, but I can't draw. Done in August. I don't know how to say this username, by the way, so we're just not gonna do it. But by this random person that I don't know, and just randomly chose their fanfic, so I hope they don't mind. But today we are reading a Kuroko's basketball at Hogwarts. So this is going to be fun, because after all, who doesn't want Halloween in July? Oh my god, it's August. Where has 2023 gone? Okay, it's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Maybe I need to stop saying that. No, this is fine. Okay. But actually, though, we're gonna start now. I need my comfort pillow. Okay, so the prompt is potions with Kuroko in a basket at Hogwarts, and it's called What Could Go Wrong? Well, that's a little foreboding, isn't it? Alright, let's do it. Hair pulled into a ponytail, red glasses on her nose, dressed in pink pants and a black t-shirt under her peach-colored robe. It's Momoi, isn't it? I mean, it has to be. Who else would that be? The potions teacher watches amused as her classroom fills up. The colorful bunch is seated in 5 minutes. Pink hair and a blue robe. Oh, I guess it was just some random OC. But why is she in a t-shirt and a robe? Okay, sorry. I'm a bit of a Harry Potter fan, so the t-shirt kind of disappoints me, but that's okay. Moving on. The colorful bunch is seated in 5 minutes, pink hair in a blue robe next to blue hair in a yellow robe next to reddish pink in a green robe. In front of them, yellow, dark blue, and red, all 3 of the boys in red robes. I'm sorry, but that disappoints me. Alright, so obviously Momoi's Ravenclaw, who didn't see that one coming. But then you're saying that Almine is Hufflepuff, next to reddish pink hair, and so Akashi is Slytherin, and then oh no, Kuroko's Hufflepuff. I can stand by that. And then Kisei, Almine, and Kagami are all Gryffindors. I mean, that's valid. That's so valid. But here's the part that annoys me about this. It's not their Hogwarts houses. I think they're all rather fitting. Is the fact that we're talking about blue, pink hair in this, next to yellow in this, next to pink, red, pink in that, in front of them. It's just, as a reader, I mean, obviously this is fan fiction, so I mean, you get a lot of leeway with fan fiction. That you get a lot of leeway. It's just I tripped over that so much, and it's just like it's just a little disorienting, in my opinion. Obviously, you don't have to agree, but I think that's disorienting, and obviously, I think it's disorienting enough to interrupt, like, what was 3 sentences for about 5 minutes to talk about it. But, this is fine. This is fine. Okay. And then, of course, Midorima is in Murasaki Bara is a Slytherin? He's, if anybody, he's the most Hufflepuff out of all of the generation of miracles. I'm sorry. There's no part of him that is Slytherin. He just doesn't care enough. One of the three, like, defining characteristics of Slytherin, let's just go over all of them. They are determined, cunning, and ambitious. Tell me which of those three defines Murasaki Bara. The answer would be none of them. So, sorry, he's a Hufflepuff. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that one. But the fact that I don't think they kept track of how many characters they had. Then they're talking about Midorima and Ravenclaw. Yeah, that makes sense. And then in the middle, a poker face in yellow robes. Didn't you already say that with the girl next to the blue hair and a yellow robe? There's only one. There's two blue hair characters, and you mentioned blue like okay, twice already. And then the poker face, that's literally only Kuroko. You just listed like 8 people when there's only 7. Who's the extra person? Is this an OC? Okay, sorry. If it wasn't obvious, I love this show. I've been in the and again, if you know me at all, I have been in this fandom for the better part of a decade. So I'd like to think I know the characters pretty well. I'm not meaning to rip this person, like, apart or anything like that. But honestly, like, let's count it. We got 1 pink hair, blue hair, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so let's count. We have Momoi, the girl. We got Kisei, Akashi, let's see, Kuroko, Almine, Kagami, Murasaki Bara, Midorima, and then some random person. Okay. I'm just gonna say it's an OC. Okay, kiddos. Last week you wrote a paper on the calming drought. So this week we're going to brew it. On the back row, 2 boys rise. The tallest stays seated to focus. What? On the back row, 2 boys rise. The tallest stays seated to focus on the candy bar in his hand. In the second row, everybody moves to the sink, the blue-haired boy carrying the pink-haired girl's cauldron too. She follows the 2 boys with hearts in her eye. In the first row, the 3 Gryffindors stay seated. Okay, I mean, let's just... whatever. Okay, whatever. Kagami, one-on-one, grins Almine. I want in, shouts the blonde. Still, a middle poker face and yellow robes. I mean, maybe it's like, what's his name, Mayuzumi? Like the guy from Akashi's team that was like Kuroko 2.0. That's the only person I can think of that would be... Oh, it's Alex? Okay, yeah, I read ahead finally. Okay, one-on-one. I want in. Okay, yeah, restart. That's the third paragraph right here. Kagami, one-on-one, grins Aomine. I want in, shouts the blonde. I can beat both of you, Aomine-chi, Kagami-chi. He whines on. You're both on, grins the redhead. Finally, they rise to fill their cauldrons with water and get the ingredients. The three behind them move to seats on the first row on the other side of the room, like they smell the disaster that is about to happen. Boy, competition is healthy, but keep the safety rules in mind, please, calls their teacher. Yes, Alex. Whatever. Sure, Alex G. Okay. Yeah, I guess I could have gotten that for, like, the girl, for the lady, it's Alex teaching, and then I'm still about confused about my Uzumi, but we're just gonna say that's my Uzumi, because why not? Okay. Sorry. I think I liked this fanfic before I started it, and then I read it. Okay. Their competition is futile. I will end up on top, grins the redhead in green robes. Akashi-kun, I don't think you should encourage them, sighs the Hufflepuff. Tetsu, calls the pink-haired girl. Oh, Tetsu, she says Tetsu-kun, calls the pink-haired girl. Momo-kun, I'm next to you. Please don't yell. But what's the next step? I added the calendula pollen. Momo-kun, you know what step goes next. You don't have to dumb yourself down for approval. You are very smart, and you should be proud of that. Tetsu-kun. Again, she always adds the kun onto there, but we're gonna ignore that because when you say just Tetsu, it makes me think of Aomine, and he's not the one fanboying over Kuroko right now. Crying, the pink-haired girl throws herself against the blue-haired Hufflepuff. The Hufflepuff pats the girl on the head and pulls away from her. I'm sorry, personally, I just don't like head pats. It's not my thing. I think it's supposed to be cute whenever I read it in fics and whatnot, but it's an ick for me. Okay, that aside, it's supposed to be cute in this, so. And pulls away from her. Come on, Momoe-kun. Don't leave your potion unattended for too long. Sure, Tetsu-kun. She smiles. Alex nods, content watching those three work. In the back row are the only other Hufflepuff on the bench and the Ravenclaw working quite elegant. Quiet and elegant. In the back row are the only other Hufflepuff of the bunch and the Ravenclaw working quiet and elegant. I mean, just in the back row, comma, not in the back, comma, row. But that aside, okay, I'm sorry. I can be definitely a grammar nerd. Sorry, but, at the end of the day, I mean, I do this too, but just, I forget to do this too. Read your own fic before you post it. You might catch those kinds of things, but that's okay. Like I said, sometimes I don't read it, and I usually apologize for any typos in my author's notes, but, maybe that's what they'll do too, so we're gonna ignore that for now. But regardless, I do just think that sentence is rather clunky. The tall purple-haired Slytherin seems to be doing something with his cauldron, but Alex isn't sure he's making the potion. Murasaki-bara, could you please stop cooking and start the potion? Sighs the teacher. But I'm hungry, whines the tall Slytherin. Atsushi, if you hand in a passing grade, you can have my snacks from the last trip to Hogsmeade, promises the Hufflepuff next to him. You for real, Murochin? That was supposed to be Himuro. Okay, personally, if anything, their houses should be switched. Himuro is far more potential to be Slytherin than Murasaki-bara is, and Murasaki-bara is way more Hufflepuff than Himuro is. That being said, Himuro doesn't have a poker face. He doesn't have a poker face. Like, Kuroko's the poker face. Himuro, he's got expressions. Okay, sorry. Not that sorry. This is what it's for. I'm not trying to roast everybody. Um, but this is just for my uninhibited reactions. That may become inhibited later when I go put it through editing. But this is fine. Remember, this is fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna ignore that. Okay. The boy nods without looking away from his potion. Deal. The Slytherin gets out behind the table and moves to the sink, ready to start the potion. It just what's what's the point? I'm like halfway through this thing and I still don't see the point. Okay, let's just keep going. The three Gryffindors are as chaotic as ever. The blonde has his burner on medium. Why do I care? Why do I care about how they have their burners for the cauldrons? Also, this isn't chemistry class. I mean, I know it seems most like chemistry, but like for real, it's magic chemistry. So, would you have a Bunsen burner? You probably wouldn't. You would have like some magical fire under your cauldron. But I guess if you want to call it a burner, you can call it a burner. Okay, technically it does the same thing. Okay, let's go with it. And the blue. Why? It's just. I'm sorry. It's just I'm getting so bogged down in these superfluous details, and I'm just like, again, what's the point of any of this? I mean, I know again it's like a Hogwarts slice of life is what I'm picking up so far. Um, but kind of, but for real, I'm just, I'm, I'm a little bored. I'm sorry, but it's true. All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Alex is making her way over to tell the boys how to do it correctly. I'm already on the last step, grins Almine. Because my God, you could just use their names. Grin's the blue-haired one. Grin's the blue-haired one. That is like two extra words that when you could have just used somebody's name. The blue-haired one. I don't, like, when you're in a fandom, especially, if I don't know what the character looks like, am I really a part of that fandom? I mean, like, especially when there's a visual like this. Like, it's not like Kuroko's Basketball was only, like, a written novel. It has, like, there's a manga, there's an anime, I mean, there's even, like, a musical that Japan puts on. Like, you know what they look like. You don't need to say blue-haired this, blue-haired again, and like you say it like three times in the same in the same paragraph, and then like the blonde and and it's just like I'm sorry. And then like in this same paragraph, we go from Almine's talking to Kise's talking, and then Kagami's talking. I don't think they know how dialogue works in books. Those should all be separate paragraphs, is what I'm saying. Okay. All right. I'm already on those. Yeah. Wow. I don't mean they cheat. God. I'm on this sentence. If you guys want to read it, I mean, let's just go with that. Okay. Did you skip steps? That's not fair. Protests the blonde. Why won't my potion bubble? Shouts the redhead, making the blonde laugh. Your burner isn't even on Kagamichi. Wow, the redhead looks flustered at his burner. A, I don't really like it when people make my best boy look stupid. B, he's like the only one of the generation of miracles that can actually cook. So I think he would probably be pretty decent at potions class. Because again, he knows how to cook. He knows how to use the burner. Okay, that aside, you want to make him look stupid? Fine. we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that, because I clearly have a bias if this wasn't obvious. If this wasn't obvious. But again, I just realized, so we got, in one paragraph, we have Aomine talks, Kisei talks, Kagami talks, and then again Kisei talks. 4 separate paragraphs is what that should have been, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm just getting really tired of reading out loud. And this one has a part 2 that I might read, might not, depending on how we feel at the end of this, because I'm almost at the end of it. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm getting a little tired. I'm just disappointed. I'm not enjoying this fic. Maybe you will, and that's great. Good for you. I personally am not. Sorry. Oh, God. Again, no shade to the person who wrote this. Again, only a year ago, actually. This was only posted in, like, 2022. No shade to that person, you know, good for them. They wrote some stuff. I be reading some of their other stuff. I mean, if they had other Kuroko's basketball things, I might give it a try. But if, yeah, I mean, if they keep making my best boy look that stupid, as well as, like, this not great writing, then I'm probably not going to keep reading stuff. Again, you know, you get a lot of leeway with fanfiction. But I'm picky. Because this is fine. I have the right to be picky. This is fine. Okay, the boy grumbles and goes to turn on his burner. Tiger, don't! Their teacher shouts, but it's too late. He turns on the burner at the same time with the blue-haired boy. At the same time, the blue-haired boy throws in the last ingredient, and using the potions explode, creating a dark cloud over the 3 Gryffindors. With a flick of her wand, the smoke clears, and the 3 cinder-covered boys are blinking at each other. On the back row. In the back row, the green-haired Ravenclaw had shielded his bench mates from the blast with a protection spell, and on the other first row, the blue-haired Hufflepuff had done the same. Did they really have time to do that? But fine. Sorry, I'm not reading that last sentence out loud. I'm tired. As you might have noticed, my enthusiasm for reading this aloud has drained. Quite interestingly, comment, please, if you would like them to be not narrated or continue to be narrated, because I can try to do more voices and stuff. It'll be fun when I'm trying to do voices for characters that I don't know, because, for example, I asked for fandoms, and you guys gave me fandoms. You gave me 1 that I knew, and 2 that I didn't, so... It'll be fun when I try to do voices for characters I don't know. I'm not that sorry. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, I got a little over this one. So then we're just back to Alex. So I guess this was really Alex's story, question mark. She's cleaning them back in their seats. She finishes a grading. Good job to manage those who bottled their potions, because apparently 2 of them didn't, because there's only 7 bottles. Those who fail to bottle anything, or those with potions that have a failing mark, will be coming back during study hour to redo it. Again, Shintaro, Satsuki, and Tatsuya, both quiet boys on the back row, look at Alex as well as the pink-haired girl. Oh my god. Okay, so Shintaro, Satsuki, and Tatsuya, comma, close quotation mark, Alex called out their names, period. The quiet boys in the back, as well as the girl, because she's the only girl in this classroom, by the way, so you really don't need to say anything else unless you want to actually use their names, which you know they're all names. As well as the girl, looked to Alex. But as it stands, this Shintaro, the three names that Alex is supposed to have said, is actually said by the three kids, because the comma is actually about them and it's an action. And I'm sorry, I'm getting into like a little bit nitpicky editor-ness, which, by the way, I do actually do editing. Proofreading and line editing available on Fiverr if you want to know. Contact me. Drop a comment. I guess that's the way to do it on YouTube. But again, so. Also, if you ever need like an editor for your fanfic because you want to take it to the next level, this is fine. I'm right here. I'm happy to help you guys. You all did very well. Your potions would be effective for the anxious, but all had something off about them. Shintaro, the smell wasn't quite okay. Satsuki, you waited too long between certain steps, and that affected the taste. And Tatsuya, the color of your potion was a little off, which means it isn't going to be as strong as it could have been. Enter paragraph. Thank you, Alex, nods the boy. Now Atsushi. Nods the boy? Which one? Which one? I guess both of them. The likelihood... Okay. Whew. We'll see. I'll open up the second one. We'll see. I'm quite tired of reading this. Let's see. Sorry, I made it to the end of that one. I'm not a fan. If that wasn't apparent, like I've already said probably a bunch of times, I'm not a fan. I didn't enjoy this very much. I wanted to. I think, Kuroko's basketball at Hogwarts is actually a fun, AU. But I just didn't like this execution. It's just not for me. You may have, in which case, good for you. That's your thing. So, let's look at part 2. What is there even to part 2? It's a continuous of the chapter Potions. But still, you finished it. You wrapped it up. There wasn't even a story in the first one. There was no... I guess the basic plot was make this potion. But whose story was it? Who was the protagonist? Was there any story to it? Not at all. Most of it was supposedly told through Alex's point of view, but at the end of the day, why did I read that? This is just basically more about them, I guess, trying to finish their thing correctly. But yeah. I don't know. Well, I hope you enjoyed this fic more than I did. I'll leave a link in the description to the fic if you want to go read it and any of the other one-shots in this collection yourself. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, no shade at the writer. Just wasn't my thing this time. I hope you had fun watching my video, my narration. And yeah, just drop a comment. Let me know if you have any other fanfics you want me to read. And if you want to say check out my Patreon, that's where all any R18 stuff is gonna end up. So if you're here, I hope you had a good time. Thank you.